Apple's S phones are awkward propositions. They lack the surprise value of a totally new iPhone and rely on incremental improvements and one or two signature features to feel sufficiently new. For the iPhone 6s, that feature is 3D Touch, an extension of Force Touch on the Apple Watch, which triggers new actions and shortcuts depending on how hard you press on the screen. It's a big success too. Old concerns about limited battery life still linger, but the iPhone 6s is faster, slicker and a delight to use. It might even be the most significant S phone Apple's made to date. 3D Touch makes all the difference. On the home screen, it gives you shortcuts to specific actions when you press on an app's icon. Get directions home from Maps, take a selfie with the camera, or compose a new message in Twitter, for example. It adds even more to the apps themselves, thanks to what Apple calls peek and pop. Press hard on an email to peek at the message content, then press harder still to pop into that message. Let go first, however, and you'll return to the inbox and the message is left unread. In Safari you can preview links, a feature that's even more useful in Mail since you don't have to leave the app automatically. Using it on the keyboard, meanwhile, lets you drag the cursor around far more easily and accurately than before. Each 3D Touch is greeted by a precise buzz from the new taptic engine, another addition that really elevates the iPhone 6s. It also improves notifications, which are subtler and less distracting. It's one of those feel it to believe it kind of things. The new Apple A9 processor is a palpable improvement too. The 1.8 GHz dual-core chip, up from 1.4 GHz in the iPhone 6, comfortably tops rivals in most reputable benchmarks, such as Basemark OS 2, Geekbench 3 and 3D Mark. In real terms, it helps make Touch ID work faster compared to the iPhone 6, and focusing speed in the camera is marginally improved too. Whichever way you slice it, the iPhone 6s is a seriously fast phone. Improvements to the camera are good but subtle. Apple's upped the resolution to 12 megapixels on the back and 5 megapixels on the front. Photos are noticeably more detailed as a result, which you'll notice most in macro photos, which have better separation between subject and background. The 6s also handles bright light sources better than the iPhone 6, though the Galaxy S6 Edge and 6s Plus are better in low light thanks to optical image stabilization, which the 6s lacks. Apple's also added 4K video support, though annoyingly you have to dig into the Settings app to change video modes. Again, the larger 6s Plus is the better bet for video thanks to its optical image stabilization, but the 6s is more than competent all the same. One final camera addition is Live Photos. This records a short video clip after you take a photo, which you can then using, yep, you guessed it, 3D Touch. It's kinda pointless though, since Live Photos aren't shareable outside the Apple universe. It feels like a 3D Touch demo rather than a serious feature. The only other serious complaint against the iPhone 6s is the battery life, which is basically the same as the iPhone 6 despite having a marginally smaller battery. That's down to 3D Touch, in case you're wondering. It's good enough for a day provided you're not a power user, but that's reason enough for many to pass on the iPhone 6s. It doesn't make the iPhone 6s a bad phone though, especially if you value a phone you can use comfortably in one hand. In that respect, the iPhone 6s feels like an endangered species, but the best ones often are.